Hello English learners, welcome to my channel Dr. Melika Kuti. Today I'm focusing on one of the past tenses, which is the past progressive or the past continuous. Good. Let me read these sentences. Last night, Rachel and Claire watched a film. They started at 9 o'clock and finished at 11:30. So, at 10:30, they were watching a film. Good. They were watching. It means they were in the middle of watching. They had not finished watching. Great. So, we're watching. Here you have were plus verb, watch plus ing. Okay, so this is the past progressive form. We have was or were, depending on the subject, plus the present participle. The present participle is verb plus ing. Good. Let's see the three forms: affirmative, interrogative, and negative. Examples. Affirmative form. I was working. They were working. Interrogative form. Was that working? Were they working? Negative form. I wasn't working. They weren't working. Good. I was doing something means I was in the middle of doing something at a certain time. The action or situation had already started before this time, but had not finished. Look at this timeline. You've got the past, I started doing, and in the middle, between I started doing and I finished doing, you have I was doing. That is the past progressive or past continuous. It means the action was in the middle, between the start and the end. Now, let's see when and how to use the past progressive. Number 1, use the past progressive tense for an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. Example, Lina began her homework at 7. She finished at 10. At 8, she was doing her homework. B. Last year at this time, I was doing my experiment. Good. Number 2. Use the past progressive and the past simple when the progressive action is interrupted by another past action. That is, a sudden action. The first action is in the past progressive and the second action is in the past simple. Good. There are two ways. Example, Carl was reading when the telephone rang. So, the action of reading is the progressive one. So, it is in the past. Carl was reading. And the sudden action is the telephone ringing. So, we put the verb to ring in the past simple. So, we say Carl was reading when the telephone rang. Good. We can begin by telling the sudden action. So saying, when the telephone rang, Carl was reading. Great. We can use while instead of when. For example, the telephone rang while Carl was reading. Good. Use the past progressive for two past actions progressing simultaneously. It means at the same time. For example, Carl was reading while Jane was cooking dinner. So in this sentence, we use while. Note, some verbs are not used in the progressive, such as know and want. Examples, they were excellent friends. they knew each other very well. So we don't say they were knowing. Another example, I was enjoying the party, but my daughter wanted to go home. So here I don't say, but my daughter was wanting. No, but my daughter wanted to go home. Great. Let's have an exercise. Put the verb into the correct form, past progressive or past simple. Sentence 1. Ashraf, wait for me when I arrive. Number 2. When Fadl was young, he wanted to be a veterinarian. 3. What you do at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon? I was sleeping. 4. He go out last night? Yes, he did. 5. The driver talk on his mobile phone while he drive. 6. I shout at him, but he not hear me. 7. How fast he drive when the accident happened? 8. They were in a very critical situation. They not know what to do. Let's correct the exercise. Number 1. Ashraf, wait for me when I arrive. So here we have 2 actions. One was progressive and another one was sudden. So the progressive one was the action of waiting and the sudden one was the action of arriving. So I say, Ashraf was waiting for me when I arrived. Good. Let's move to number 2. When Fadl was young, he wanted to be a veterinarian. In this sentence, I have verb to want, and I have just mentioned that some verbs, such as know and want, cannot be conjugated in the past continuous. So here in this case, we use the past simple. So when Fadl was young, he wanted to be a veterinarian. Good. 3. What you do at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon? So at 3 o'clock. Great. It means here we are going to say, so look at the answer. I was sleeping. So I was sleeping. This is a progressive action in the past. So what were you doing at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon? I was sleeping. Great. 4. He go out last night? Yes, he did. Here I have a yes-no question and the answer, yes, he did. So the question is in the past simple. I say, did he go out last night? Did he go out last night? Yes, he did. Great. 5. The driver talked on his mobile phone while, look, you've got while here, he drive. Okay, in this case, I have 2 simultaneous progressive actions in the past. So I say, the driver was talking on his mobile phone while he was driving. So both are in the past progressive. Next, I shout at him, but he not hear me. So here I say, I shouted at him, but he didn't hear me. So both actions are in the past simple. I shouted at him, but he didn't hear me. Good. 7. How fast he drive when the accident happened? Good. So the accident is a sudden action. It means the verb must be in the past simple, whereas the act or the action of driving was a progressive action. So I say, how fast was he driving when the accident happened. How fast was he driving? I have a WH question here, so I put the auxiliary, then the subject, then the present participle. Good. They were in a very critical situation. They not know what to do. And we said that know cannot be conjugated, normally cannot be conjugated in the past progressive. So we say they didn't know what to do. That's it. I hope that you have benefited from this lesson, and I invite you to provide more examples from your own. Good luck, Dr. Kuti.